bar magnet and rub it with iron fillings. The iron fillings will only stick to the corners of the magnet. It will not stick throughout the magnet. Even if you repeat this activity many times also, you observe that iron fillings stick only to the corners of the magnet. So iron fillings are attracted more towards the region close to the two ends of the bar magnet. So poles of the magnet are said to be near these ends. So these ends are only said to be the poles of the magnets. And the poles are always indicated as north pole and south pole. Always iron fillings will be attracted only towards the ends of the magnet, and these ends of the magnets are said to be poles of the magnets. And poles are always indicated by north pole and south pole. Next, finding directions. Magnets always helped us to find directions. Not only now, many centuries ago also. So in China, there was a first emperor named Huangdi. He was the first one to discover directions with the help of magnets. So he had a chariot. With the chariots, on a horse ride the chariot. So in that chariot there was a statue of a lady. The lady was standing statue of a lady with the arm pointing like this. So that extent of arm of the lady always pointed the south direction. So that chariot was made up of iron, and then the extended arm of this lady always pointed to the south direction. Wherever he goes, the king of the chariot, the arm will always point in the south direction. With the help of that, he was able to locate new places, and it acted as a direction finder. So if they want to go any place, as the extended arm points the south direction, it was a direction finder also, the statue of a lady with the extended arm, and it used to help to locate new places. So that is how magnets used to help in earlier days also in finding directions. So to conduct a simple activity, you take an iron stand, and to a clamp you hang a needle. You take an iron stand, and to the iron stand take a bar magnet and tie a thread in the middle part of the magnet. Take an iron stand, to the iron stand tie a bar magnet with the help of a thread. The thread should be in the middle portion of the bar magnet, and hang the magnet like that. So when the magnet is in rest position, mark a line and then rotate the magnet in different directions and wait until the magnet comes to rest position and note the markings. So whether you rotate the magnet to any direction, when the magnet comes to rest position, it will always be in the same direction. It will not change its direction. How many ever directions you try to rotate the magnet, flip the magnet, but when it comes to rest position, it will always show the same direction. So magnet, if you hang it with the thread and rotate it any direction, but when it comes to rest position, it will always show a single straight line, whether you rotate to any direction. Same way, if you hang a wooden block, if you hang a scale and then rotate it, will it always come to the same direction? No. Only magnets come to this rest position. Only magnets come to the same rest position always. Whereas wooden scale, wooden piece, or any other rubber, if you rotate them, they always do not come to the same original position. Whereas this piece of bar magnet, whether rotated in any direction, on rest, it will always come to one straight line only. So this straight line indicates the north-south direction. So freely suspended bar magnet. This is a freely suspended bar magnet which has a thread tied in the middle. The freely suspended bar magnets always come to rest position in the north-south direction. So when in rest position, the bar magnets always indicate the north-south direction. In that way, the bar magnets also help in finding us the directions. Next, there is something called as compass. So you know compass. Compass also has a magnetic needle. So compass also help us in finding the directions. So needle of the compass always indicates north-south direction and rest position. Suppose if you want to go anywhere, you can carry a compass along with you. The compass is made up of a magnifying glass. There are indications inside. They are marking inside, and the directions are also indicated with different colors. In rest position, the compass always points north-south direction. So you can rotate the compass in such a way the needle comes straight line and shows north-south direction. So always remember, compass is also made up of needle which acts as a magnet, and in rest position the compass always shows north and a south direction. So suppose if you are facing east, suppose if I am standing and I am facing east direction, my left will always be north and my right will always be south, and my behind will always be west. So if you are standing on the east direction, your left hand side will be north, your right hand side will be south, your behind side will be west. Compass always help us to finding the directions, and while traveling different places, this acts as a direction finder. So end of the magnets which points towards the north is known as the north seeking end or the north pole. So in this experiment or this, so end which is pointing towards the north is always the north seeking end or the north pole, and end of the magnet which points towards the south is known as the south seeking end or the south pole. So this is how magnets help in finding us the directions, and they always have the two poles, north pole and a south pole, and if they want to attract anything, they attract only towards their ends. So those are the poles of the magnet. Moving on to making your own magnet. Sometimes you can make your own magnet. You have to take an iron strip and you have to take a bar magnet. You have to repeatedly rub the magnet in a single direction like this. If you repeat it for 30 or 40 times, then this iron strip behaves like a magnet, and then if you bring some metal objects near it, it will get attracted to this iron strip. So this is how you can make your own magnet. You have taken an iron strip, then you have taken a small iron bar magnet, and you have repeatedly rubbed the magnet against the iron strip in this single direction, and after doing it for 30 to 40 times, the iron strip behaves like a magnet, and if you bring any metal object near to the iron strip, it will get attracted because it behaves like a magnet. And one more thing you can make by yourself is you can make a compass in a mug. So here we have rubbed the bar magnet against an iron strip. So here we have to do is we have to take a needle, an iron needle you have to take, or a stainless steel needle, and you have to repeatedly rub it with a bar magnet. So then the iron needle or the stainless steel needle also behaves like a magnet, and then you put the needle to a cork or a foam piece. You punch it from the between to a cork piece or a foam piece, and then let it float in a cup of water. So even when you repeatedly move the needle in multiple directions, at rest position, it will always show the north and south direction, and it will never change its position in the rest. Whether you rotate it how many times ever, in how many directions ever, whenever it comes to the rest position, it will always be in the same position, showing the north-south direction. So that is how you can make a compass in a cup. You have to rub an iron needle against a bar magnet so that it behaves like a magnet, and then you have to punch the iron needle in a piece of cork or a piece of foam, and then you have to make it float in a cup of water. And after rotating the cork for multiple directions, when it comes to the rest position, it always points the north-south direction. So that is how you can make your own magnets. Then attraction and repulsion in magnets. So as we have understood that there are always two poles in a magnet at the ends. They are the north poles or the south poles, or the north seeking end and the south seeking end. So suppose if you put two north poles beside each other, they will not attract, they will repel. That is, like poles repel, they do not attract each other, they will go away from each other. Whereas if you keep a south pole, end and a north end beside each other, they attract. So this attraction and repulsion property, you can conclude that like poles repel and unlike poles attract each other. If you keep a north end and a north end beside each other, they repel, they do not attract, they go away from each other. Then if you put a south pole and a north pole beside each other, they attract each other. So that is how it is the attraction and repulsion property of the magnets. Like poles repel and unlike poles attract each other. Then you have to use some cautions while using the magnets. If you heat the magnet or if you hammer the magnets continuously, the magnets lose its magnet. If you hammer a magnet or if you heat a magnet, those magnets lose their magnetic property. So you have to have some cautions while using magnets. So you should never heat a magnet, you should never hit a magnet with a hammer, and you should never drop the magnets repeatedly on the ground. If you do so, you will lose the magnetic property. And then the reservation of magnets. You have to put, suppose if it is a horseshoe shaped magnet, then you have to put an iron strip between the two ends. Then if it is a bar magnet, then you have to put a wooden strip or an iron strip between them. Then you have to keep the magnets away from all the electronic appliances like computers, CD players, musical appliances, electronic appliances, etc. So those are the cautions with some magnets what you have to maintain. So we conclude this chapter with this. So in this chapter you have understood the type of magnets, the poles of the magnets, the magnetic materials, non-magnetic materials, attraction and repulsion property of the magnets, and then how to make your own magnet and finding directions with the help of your magnets, and then cautions while using the magnets.